Hi, it's Sarah Jane here at Natural Heating, and given the glorious weather that we've got today, it certainly looks like summer is on its way. So it's time to get the barbecue sorted out and ready, because what beautiful weather. It's time to start using them. And I've always loved cooking on cast iron. Well, this is my Hellfire Brimstone. And this piece of kit has been living outside now for the last 2 years. Uncovered, neglected. It's still loved, but yeah, let me explain. Anyway, excuse the mess, it's time for the garden tidy up. It's that time of year. So you may have seen our Hellfire Brimstone garden cooker and patio heater thing before. Excuse the ugly drain pipe. And this one has genuinely lived outside, uncovered for a good couple of years. And believe it or not, there's not much damage you can do to these. They'll survive a long time. It really looks a state, but it will come back to a really lovely looking condition very, very quickly with very little effort. I kid you not, half an hour or so at the most, and I'll have this ready to cook on. I mean, it's actually quite well protected, because I protect it once at the beginning and once at the end of the year when I set it up, and they're very little maintenance. Yep, I designed these, and what we've got on the top is 2 flat plates, and these are cooking plates. So the cast iron, they're ribbed on one side and they're flat on the other. So when you've got the top on it, it acts like a patio heater and puts the heat out the front, and the gas has got the flue. And when you're cooking on it, you can take the top parts off and cook on the grill. You can cook on either one side or both sides at the same time. So you can even have cooking things slower on one side and faster overheat on the other. Now this unit's probably a good 4 years old, and it has spent all its life outside uncovered. And the last 2 of these is been here in this location since we moved house. So first of all, I'm just going to take all the parts off. And it's made so it's easy broken down. There's no screws on the main part. You just lift a lot of it to pieces, so it's easy to move about. And there's removable shelves, an added extra option, and you just literally use them like tables for putting stuff on when you're cooking. They're really handy. I don't think I've even got a pair for this one, because I used to have 2 of these in the garden, this one and one of our Hellfire garden cookers, which I'll show you probably tomorrow or soon in another video. Anyway, let's have a look at the state of this. This is what this looks like after having spent 2 years uncovered, wet, outside. You take the removable shelf out. Yep, moss growing in there. He's a good clean out and join me. She's having a good roll about. Dust bath, huh? Funny gal. We've got some weeding to do too, haven't we? You get mucky. Dusty. Easy as I've brought the wheelbarrow over and I've got my scoop. So I'm just going to scrape out the remnants of the moss and rubbish that's in here. It's all dry actually at the moment. It's been dry for a few days with no rain. The wheelbarrow. And not that I need to, I'll just get the brushing and brush away the cobwebs and stuff. So. There we go, not much to do with that. This will all brush out. Oh, dusty. Now given we're going to burn fuel in here, I'm not cooking on this surface, so I don't really care. It just needs a bit of a skip out. That's a quick brush over. And you just give the floor underneath a bit of a quick one. That's a bit better out here, isn't it? Given the fact that I've got a dodgy shoulder, I wasn't lifting it. But it's an easy enough two-person lift. You can lift it by the handles. As you can see, I can move that about on my own, quite the thing. And that's without lifting it and with 2 torn tendons. It's really not that bad. It's heavy enough, but it's not too heavy. I think about 60 kilos, something like that, all in. And I've got the top and the grills off. And we're just going to give them a scrub. I'll give the body a quick scrub over, and then we'll light it up and she's good to go. Okay, so I know you probably don't believe me, but it's now 6:10. Where is it? 6:10, okay? So we're going to give this a shot and see how long it takes. So here's the parts that's out the inside. Looks pretty scruffy, but it's really not bad after 2 years. It's not bad at all. This isn't even really rust as such. It's a tiny amount of kind of patinization on the surface. And that's because I greased this with lard twice last year. Once at the start of the season, once at the end. And it protects it. It pretty much waterproofs it. I didn't do the top plates, I didn't do the inside. The water's got in, didn't cover it. Well, what happens is people buy barbecue covers with all the best intentions, but then you go to use it and you finish with it, and the barbecue is hot, so you can't put the cover on, can you? And then by the time it's cool enough, you forget, or it's raining, so you don't bother. And then by the time it's a day or 2 or 3 or a week later, and you still haven't done it, what's the blooming point? So you either cover it and look after it and treat it very carefully, or you lump it and you leave it exactly au natural, just like this one. Here's what we've got. These are the shelf retainers that go in the inside. And now you put your fuel on this if you've got it right at the bottom, so the air can come up underneath through these holes. So you can use it raised up, or you can use it higher up in the inside as a shelf, or right near the top as a charcoal grill. There is a video all about this cooker, this barbecue stove for outside. So I'm not doing a video all about it today. I'm doing a video including it. Now this is a wire wool scrubber thingy, and I've only got one hand because the other one's holding the phone. And look how much that, with not a lot of pressure, is coming off already. I mean, it's just superficial. Yeah, this stuff, almost all of it is superficial. There, you can see the part number coming up, it's stamped into it. It's coming straight off. Now, I'm not cooking in these, and it's going to be, because what we're about to do is light it on fire. So it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to pop them straight in. So there you will go. I want to put this in the bottom rack and put, so there's an air gap under my fuel, because I've not got an ash bed or anything in there. Here's the other one, just so you can see I'm doing this real time. Yeah, now I'm just taking the stuff off the surface. You see, the fire will take care of the rest. Just take the debris off, make it, ouch, make me, that was sore. Make me feel like I'm doing something, albeit minor. And you see how quick this takes. There you go, that's the other one in. Right, what's this one looking like? It looks like a bit of metal to me. And there's really hardly anything to come off of there. This has been inside, and fairly well protected by the top, because these top plates kind of stick over that with whatever grease or minimal you've got around the bottom, so it's fairly waterproof in there. There's not an awful lot of water gets inside it. I'm literally leaving it like that, and that's the inside in. And then the log retainer. And I've already got that wet because I dribbled my water off my bucket over by mistake. And I haven't, these are dry. See that metally thing? I pinged a long bit and cut into my finger. I knew I went ouch for a reason. Anyway, that can now go back in and set on those bars. So what have we actually got to clean? We've got the top grill, and we've got the cooking plates, and that's it. Get all het up over a cast iron, and how well you've got to treat it, and how you've got to be careful not to wash it too hard and wash the seasoning off. I call it rubbish. I don't care because I just re-season it first time with my seasoning paste, which is in another recipe, in another video, but I'll put the recipe in here for you. You just mix up some vegetable oil, some flour, any old flour, and some Trex or Crisco, it's a white vegetable fat, and lightly apply it, and it's instantly non-stick. One-handed cleaning. Again, this is my grill, and you can see with the water running off, you can see there's been seasoning on there. We just don't want the gunk on there. Who wants to cook straight on that? But don't forget, we're going to apply fire, and what's that just going to clean off? So, good scrub down in some fairy liquid, light it up in some seasoning paste, and we're literally good to go. And I'm not getting too spectacular or worried about it, because there's no need. There really isn't no need. They're not hard work, these, not hard work at all. I'm eating the bottom of it, and that will soon get nuked with fire when it's got fire licking on it to several hundred degrees centigrade. There's no bacteria going to live on there. Round the edges. That'll do her. Now where you see these black bits, that's the baked on seasoning. These bits are, that sits over the edge of the frame of the unit. So where it's in direct contact with fire and the flames are coming right through, the seasoning doesn't last. It kind of burns off because it's so hot. That's all right, not worried about that. Literally, I'm happy with that. It's done. Now, try to put it on with one hand. I just need to line it up, get it in the right place. That's the top on. Right. Cast plates. Same again. Quick scrub. Now these ones I do cook directly on. I mean, I cook on that, but that's going to be nuked by fire. So anything that's on there is coming straight back off. But these ones, they get nuked on one side and not on the other, unless you flip them over. But you can flip them over and bake them with the fire on the other side to clean them. So just make sure we get everything off there a bit better. As you can see, especially when I'm doing this with one hand and I'm sloshing it about everywhere, I'm not exactly taking much time to do it. There we go. Give it a drip. Yeah. One more. Last one. Right, there you go. Second one on. Right, other than an oil, which I can do after I've lit it, it's done. Really, that's it. I just need to pop the grill back in the front. You want me to do that too? Okay. Whoops. Sonny's coming to judge you. Right, let's see what time it is, will we? So, it's 20 past. It's taken me 10 minutes. And I'm ready to go and get some fuel and light it up and some lard and some seasoning paste. In another 20 minutes or so, I'm ready to cook on it. It's that quick. And that's after an entire year outside, uncovered, in my garden, completely neglected. So that's not bad. As far as I'm concerned, this is clean. Take that grill back off. And I'm just going to put some fuel in the inside. So I think we will put a couple of small kiln dried logs in there. I've only brought one over, but I've got some barrel wood there too. Whiskey oak barrel wood's good. I do like it. It's great for cooking with. So a couple of kiln dried birch logs in there. Same as I use in the test videos. The kiln dried birch is good for cooking with because it gives a lot of heat and it gets things up to temperature nice and quick, and it takes easy. So I like it for starting fires because it's just dead easy. So we'll put some kindling in there just as we do with the wood burners. A couple of kindling sticks, a firelighter. These are the quick fire ones that I like. We'll stick that in there, and a little bit more kindling. Now that is really high up on the inside. It doesn't matter, we're cooking the grill and we want to bake all that on. I've just moved those out the way so you can see how high up that pile is on the inside. It's quite high. If I watch it from the top I can see what I'm doing. That would be sensible, wouldn't it? There we go. That'll catch. She says. Put that on there. Let's see what we're doing. Leave one off to get it going a bit. And there she goes. Now I'll take that one off for now, just so you can see a bit. Now I brought out some kitchen roll just in case I wanted to give this a dry off or a wipe with when I put the lard on. So that's just smoke. What do you expect? We've just lit a fire. And the top's off, so it isn't going to go up through the flue. It'll go up through the flue as it starts to heat up. And I just want to get it going a bit and then put the lid on. So here we go. I'm going to leave this one slightly to the side because I don't know where my hook handle is. It's not out in the garden, it's probably in the house. But let's just show you this. It's a block of lard, the cheapest stuff you can get. And I use it to weatherproof. Because, yeah, it's waterproofing. It's a natural waterproof. So, on the actual body, and as this warms, that will melt, as it also will on there. See? Not much heat in there yet. That'll bake on, go nice and black, and give us a nice surface. See here? It won't look rusty once that oil bakes on. And it's going to smoke for a little while. Of course it is, because it's going to bake that oil on. This is still stone cold, because I've only just lit it. But as it warms is the time to do it. We'll just rub that on in a minute. We're getting going. Fire's picking up. While it's over that side, maybe I'll just do this bit. Bit of heat in the lard will get it melting, won't it? See how quick that's just come back? That looked like a mess, and now it doesn't. There's a difference. One has been larded and one that hasn't. Here we go. There's a bit more. I better put it down here before it melts. You see? This will start heating up just shortly. And as it does, the metal, it needs to go right through the metal, and the metal's still cold. There may be fire under there, but cast iron takes a minute or two. And just buff that in. Even that flue will take a good buff up. It'll all come back just nice. Right. See the difference? How long did that take? There we go, it's warming up now, see? And this is its yearly waterproofing. As it starts to warm, it's the perfect easy time to do it. And that block of lard will be enough to do its later on in the year waterproofing too. So, you don't want to watch all of this for now. Nice, huh? Won't take too long. You won't want to watch me polish all that up, but while that's heating through, I'm going to use 2 hands and apply some more of that lard just to bake on and waterproof it, and it'll look a heck of a lot shinier, won't it? So I'll be back with you in a few minutes. Memories of barbecue was black burnt sausages and half the kids in the street queuing up for a sausage. And the first thing Dad always put on the barbecue was sausages. Get the sausages on, get some heat into that coals. People don't, proper barbecue people don't cook like my dad used to cook on the barbecue. Sometimes I wonder how we survived. Sorry, Dad. Obviously didn't do us any harm, did it? But I've moved the grill off on one side. I'll put some lard on there. You can see it's nice and warm. It just melts straight away. Look, nice and shiny black. I hate like birch for cooking. I hate ash. There you go. Ash is one of the best woods. I hate ash. It gives off loads of ash. If you're burning it in the barbecue, you don't get chunky dead embers. You get ash. You burn it in the house, you get lots of heat. What else you get? Ash. Every time you open the door, you get clouds of white ash. I pay not to have ash. I hate the stuff. Ash wood, nah, not for me. I'll have birch, I'll have oak, I'll have all sorts of different things, but ash and sycamore, you can keep it. I'd rather not have it. There's a lot of things I'd rather have that would be, it's not all about cost. It's not all just about the heat. The control of the burn, and when you go to reload, and the ease of reloading it is so much easier with birch or oak or loads of different things than it is on, you know, ash. I just don't like it. I really don't like it. It's a wood. So I've got my fuel quite high up on the inside, and it's not like barbecue coals cooking on wood. You can cook on that pretty much straight away. Now, this part of it isn't hot yet. It heats up with the sun as well. So you can do it on a nice warm day and it melts it quite nice. I just want to get on and cook on it. So I've done, that's the state of my kitchen roll. So what? Rubbing it over where we can get to it. I can get to most of it. Am I going to do the rest of it today? Probably not, because if I put some more lard on the outside when it's still hot, it's going to run down and protect it anyway. And that's cooking quite nice. So I'm actually going to go and put all this stuff away. So we're now at, and I was talking to my husband, part of that, we're now at 20 to 7. Well, not as much as 15 minutes to it, but it's just slightly after 22. So we've not even been an hour, cleaned, lit up, heating up, and I'm about to go and put some seasoning paste on this, and then in the next 5 minutes I'm going to cook you a fried egg and not have it stick, and just go to show how quick and easy this is to use. Love it. Now this is the other thing I like to use, if I can get my hands on it. I've got plenty at the minute. This is whiskey oak barrel. I believe it's Jack Daniel's whiskey oak barrels. And I love cooking on whiskey oak barrels because it gives you a lot of heat. It's great for smoking, for smoking food and barbecues as well. And it's good for cooking in the wood burner too. And cooking in the wood burner in the house doesn't give you an awful lot of flavour, but it does give you an intense heat, good charcoal, and a good long burn, and they're small pieces. So these are about 4-inch strips, 1 inch thick, and they'll be about 100 years old. And plenty good heat. We want plenty good heat in there. And we can put the cover back on if you like now. Right, got the spark guard on the front, hooked that on, and I'm just going to go and put this in because I don't need this now. I've got it everywhere, look. Oh, I don't care if I've got muck and stuff in it because this is not used for eating. This is literally just my grease for waterproofing. So you see that? I'll have that on there too. And it is warming up, but it's certainly nowhere near, oops, hot, yeah. Might as well use it. No point in wasting, is there? Best laid plans, I just dropped my seasoning paste on the floor. So I'm gonna have to clear this up and then make some new ones before I can show you what I'm doing out there. Okay, so I wasn't expecting to have to make seasoning paste today, but that's what happens when you drop it on the floor. So this is going to be the easiest recipe you'll ever find. It's equal weights of flour, pretty much any flour you like. So if you're gluten-free, use gluten-free flour. Trex, which is white vegetable fat, and vegetable oil or sunflower oil or rapeseed oil, not olive oil because doesn't go to a hot enough temperature, but other than that, use you like flaxseed if you want, but it doesn't make a difference. People say use flaxseed for seasoning cast iron. For this, it doesn't matter, whatever flour you've got. So first of all, it's just equal quantities of each. So I've got plastic dough. Tear it. Husband's laughing his head off at the telly. What are we putting in there? 38. Okay. I don't need tons of it. I mean, 75 grams each fills a jam jar and it lasts ages. Let's go to 50. That should be about 50. Right, I'm going to pop that in the microwave just to let melt. Ping! That's near enough melted. So to that 50 grams of Trex that we've melted, I'm going to put 50 mils or 50 grams of oil. There or thereabouts. And then the same weight flour. And yeah, I buy flour in like 20 kilo sacks. I use quite a lot of flour. It's because you lot will get cake on fitting day. So we want another 50 grams in here with one hand. Not looking too bad. It's not that accurate. That'll do. And then it's just a case of mixing it together till it forms a paste. Now, it'll be fairly sloppy to start with. Forget the lumps, doesn't matter. You'll just mush them in. And it keeps in the fridge. It'll keep in the fridge easy for about a year. And it'll go fairly solid, a bit like margarine. And you just apply it with a pastry brush. What they also call baking goop. So it's a non-stick coating that you can apply to cake tins and stop your cake sticking. It means you can even cook a cake in a glass bowl without putting a paper liner in the inside of it. It's good stuff. Doesn't taste of anything. It's completely tasteless, and we're only using a tiny bit of it. You really don't need much at all, so it does last for ages. So I'm back outside, and the time is now about 4 minutes past 7. So it's not even an hour since I started cleaning this up when it hasn't been used in a whole year. And it sat outside, uncovered all winter. And husband's already made and had his dinner. And I wasn't really going to cook on it tonight, but just to make a point, I think I will. So I have got some seasoning paste that I've just mixed up, 2 raw eggs, some butter and a slice of bread. And just for the sheer randomness of me being me, there is some Jack of the Hedge growing down here in our garden, which is also known as garlic mustard. And it's super tasty. So I've even found some greens. So do you think we can do some foraging on the way out the garden? And now to cook our dinner. My dinner. I've got my green stuff. So I've not even got a table out here, so I'll put it in my pocket for now, right? So, seasoning paste next. In my other pocket. Another bit of kitchen roll. Just because I put it in there earlier. And that lard is baking onto the surface. But I'm not interested in lard, that doesn't do what I want to do. So I'm just putting some of this seasoning paste on there to bake on. Just a little bit. Wiping it all back off again so you don't see it. The kind of white bit's just the flour on the top, but it seals the pores in the iron. So that is hot, hot. Hot, hot, hot. So let's put our bread on there. You see it's starting to toast it. It will start to toast it quite quick. That's alright. Bit of butter on there, huh? Oh, I need two hands, honestly. Well, why not? One hand and let it soak in. No, two hands, honestly. Yes. My bread will toast nicely on there. And then my eggs. Oops. This is what I really want to show you, is what these eggs do. Now, are you watching? You saw me just put that on there. Look, these are fresh eggs from the farm. Is that sticking? No, it's not sticking at all. It's better with this stuff than any non-stick pan you will ever buy. See? And I can put my greens on there to cook too. Now, a little bit of olive oil or a bit of chilli oil on those and some salt is just divine. And have I brought that out? No, I've only brought this. And that'll do. That's okay. Do you see? There's them round a bit. But I didn't put any butter on this side or any lard. Well, I put the seasoning paste on there. It is not sticking. It won't stick. Once you've seasoned that cast iron was that stuff that you saw covered in rust not that long ago. I'm going to put a bit of butter on my green stuff. The reason why is this will go nice and crispy. Lovely and crispy. Kind of almost seaweed like, you know, crispy seaweed. Love it like that. And it is absolutely delicious and it grows in every bird. And you won't buy it, you've got to go find it. And it's gold, it's so tasty. My toast's doing well. And this is without even the grill on the top. This is proper outdoor cooking, look. So, my egg is still about sunny side up, but it's near enough cooked through. And I can even put it down wet, and it's still come off, yeah? So let's just chuck that on there. And these on top. Alright. And I can pull that onto there. And then all I need now is a little bit of my smoked salt, and that's my dinner.